You're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently just started airing second season of a very long-awaited Chinese drama, 御赐小仵作, the Imperial Coroner Season 2. On January the 15th, 2026, this drama started airing on Tencent. And can you remember when was the last time you saw the first season? Almost 5 years ago. Back in 2021 April was the time when they aired the first season. And the drama was quite well received. Therefore, immediately after, they announced they're gonna do a second season. Little did we know back then that it's gonna take this long. For the second season, it is pretty much done by the exact same team that did the first season, from the director to the scriptwriter, including the original novel writer, who also took part in the adaptation process, also the main cast. So this is one of those rare dramas in Chinese dramaland that can get a second season that's done by the exact same team. The drama was actually shot from September to November back in 2024. For this second season, it is 28 episodes, at least that's what it says right now. I think when they filed it, it's longer than this. The first season of this drama was also 36 episodes. But honestly, I don't think that will make a huge difference. If it's a good story, it is a good story, regardless if it's 36 or 28 episodes. In terms of the story itself, it's set 3 years after the stuff that has been settled in the first season, which, if you still remember, ended with an epic wedding of our leading characters, who also was using their wedding as a bait. I've just watched half of the drama at the midpoint episode 14, and I don't want to wait till it finishes to talk about it. I'll just talk about it now. And I do think it's gonna keep to what it looks like now till the end. It may not be the most popular drama of 2026 because we still have basically the whole year to come. But to me, as the second series of a drama that I really liked, it really didn't disappoint me, and I feel really happy to see it looks like what it looks like now. It is still led by the 4 leads of the first season, Wang Ziqi, Su Xiaotong, Yang Tingdong, Zhao Yaoke. Also, the main supporting roles are staying the same. For example, Wang Ziqi's character's elder brother, although technically he's actually not elder, but he barely shows up so far in the first half. I think he's got more screen time later. Also, our female lead character's brother from her hometown also comes to the capital in this season and has quite a bit screen time. Then we have a very important character who is like a guest starring character but has quite a bit narrative weight and probably more function later in this drama, as this drama actually has an overarching big case covering the other things. And this is played by the actor Zhang Chenxiao. His real name may not sound that familiar, but you know this face because he is the younger brother of Wang Hedi's character in a few years ago, also super popular, Fairy Devil. I didn't know he's in the drama at all, and when he showed up, I'm like, oh my god, it's you. Even the Emperor in the second season is still played by the same actor who was the Emperor in the first season. Now, let's talk about the drama itself. Based on the first 14 episodes, what I think it has done well and what I hope it could do better. I'll start with what I think it could do better. I hope they could do better, and I do see they're trying, but it could be even done better. The first point being overall the production standard. You can see it's being improved from the first season because first season was totally like a level B production within Tencent. And at the time, none of those actors were like known almost. Compared to at the same time, really high-end Chinese period dramas, it is definitely not comparable. Second season, this time, they've definitely improved on that. You can see there's more money being put into costumes, set design, everything. It looks more refined. Cinematography even looks a little bit better than before. But I think given the second season was like more hoped for to do better, and also just it's done in 2024, it could be even better. Particularly, I think, in details like the hat all the officials wearing is just not right for the time, and actually the correct versions of it and how it should look is really easy to come by these days. Like there's barely any effort you need to put into. You can just get them from shops. You don't even have to make them, and it will be very real looking. Also, the cutting is not right. Historically, these clothes will be a lot more baggier and there's a lot more fabric, whereas this drama is still too form-fitting. And even this fabric sometimes looks way too contemporary instead of like realistic and using natural materials. A lot of those details are still looking too much of a not being researched era costume drama instead of 20, 25, 24 dramas set in Tang Dynasty that actually could be done very, very well and actually relatively cheaply and easily. That's just on the production standard, the very superficial and hardware level. I wish the drama could be even better. The second point is, so far in the first 14 episodes, I do feel they probably take the perspective of audiences who have watched the first season. So they really don't bother too much into introducing what was the previous history of those characters. They just go straight into the second season. But also they go straight into cases, and they no longer have to do those, let's say in the first season when they first made the series, knowing not whether people are gonna take it positively or negatively. They did a lot of designs in the process of breaking cases. For example, reenact the scene with the leading actors, which did happen in the first 14 episodes of the second season, but barely, like once. Or using all the diagrams, all the drawings, and all those like really, I remember clearly when I saw it in the first season, really got impressed because I thought it's a small production. They don't have to bother to do that. Yet they did it very, very well. It's like we're small budget, but we have a lot of ideas we want to just show people. So they put a lot of effort in the process of breaking cases that are different from, let's say at the time, most of the period, case-breaking dramas you can see in Chinese dramaland. That thing is no longer so pronounced in the second season. It's still watchable. It's just sometimes I miss a little bit more of those, like the two leads playing victim and murderer constantly in the first season. That's actually quite fun. I really don't have other problems. I mean, you can say that I wish it could be even more explosive, even more well written. The first couple of episodes will get like even more traffic, but really that is just like in an ideal world. You hope a drama you like and IP you like can do really, really well, but those things are things you cannot chase after. You can only say, I'm lucky to get it, but if I don't get it, it kind of is okay too. So let's talk about things I do like about the first 14 episodes of the second season of Imperial Coroner. Number one, the people are still the people you know, even though it's been 5 years. And all the actors have done other things and they've worked on other projects. And obviously they physically also age like in different ways. So they wouldn't look exactly like what they look like 5 years ago. But the characters are still those characters. Although during the 5 years when this drama finished airing, I probably only kind of rewatched parts of it, like once or twice. I really don't quite remember all the details that were in the first season anymore. I just have a vague impression of what kind of people the four main characters are. When I start the second season, I immediately feel a sense of familiarity, like they've never actually left me for too long. It immediately brings the memory back and makes you feel, oh, it's like the old friend that I haven't seen for a few years. But then when you meet them, sit down and have dinner, you realize nothing really has changed. So if you're worried about after some years, the characters on paper and how they play them will be very different from previous season, don't worry. They're still there and they're still as adorable as they were in the first season. This is one of those rare period case-breaking drama that I enjoy on both fronts almost equally. One is on character, their relationships, whether it's friendship or romance. The other is the case itself and all the bigger things it would touch. That probably is the only period case-breaking drama that can do that for me. If you compare it to Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty, I'd say the teamwork and the cases themselves. Sometimes cases even are kind of more important to me than the team itself, although I adore them. And also because Strange Tales of Tang Dynasty, romantic couple, and they barely get anything. For 100 episodes, right? They finally kind of like turned in circles. Yeah, that's like how far they are willing to go with that. In comparison, the sort of sweet, sugar, mellow kind of romantic stuff is a lot more in Imperial Coroner, but it's not done forcefully. It's not hard sell. It's still very coming naturally out of those characters and it flows really nicely. The dynamics work. So I really enjoy watching the cases at the same time, just adore like looking at these two couples as if I'm their auntie. Can't wait to see their kids coming out. This is the only drama I think that does this for me that I can think of in Chinese dramaland. So if you like the characters in the first one and you also like that aspect of it, like I do, then the second season is very, very safe. You're gonna enjoy the characters. They're not gonna be OOC. Relationships, friendship still continues on and there are plenty of moments that remind you of the things you've watched in the first season, and they're still being written in a way that you appreciate them. Given these days, a lot of dramas just have really ridiculous characters that you don't even know how you could ever empathize with those people because they're not even decent people to start with, and not to say other things, who can lead dramas in the last couple of years. You look at these four intelligent, super competent at their professional job people at the same time who are such decent, honorable, kind, good, loving people. Thank heavens, this type of thing still exists in Chinese dramaland. Second, on the case end, this time it is a blended version where cases and cases kind of flow into each other really easily, and sometimes not even really making you realize, oh, it's a new case now. It's like one case that just keeps morphing into the second stage and third stage. You can see there's a overarching kind of a big conspiracy that's been playing out in the capital, and it kind of is slowly showing you what is the end goal of the bad people who set this whole thing up. It's a very long string of things that are connected to each other. We are not yet being exposed to all the information as of the middle point of the drama, so I cannot say for sure who is the bad guy, although pretty much everybody has their suspect right now. So this second season is like, actually it's just one big case, but it's very big. It's covering from the beginning to the end, and a lot of little cases are happening kind of under its umbrella. It is kind of trying to also balance the fact that they're setting it in a real historical time with a real emperor, which is towards the end of Tang Dynasty, when Tang wasn't as powerful as it was earlier. Some of the moments reminds you of the old-fashioned early 2000s case-breaking period drama in Chinese dramaland, like 少年包青天, those dramas. There are a couple of moments in this drama that really made me cry. Like I was like, oh my god, that's a great moment. Although they are like unit characters who just show up for this one case, they really give you very strong emotional impact and leave long-lasting impression. And that has already happened in the first half of the second season of Imperial Coroner. So I do hope later they will have even more moments like that, and I highly look forward to what happens later. So for the case-breaking part of the drama so far, I'm totally satisfied. I wouldn't say it's the greatest detective story ever written, because that's impossible to do almost now. Think about how many great detective stories people have already written, and honestly, there are only that many. There's a limit of how far you can push intelligence of your characters and how realistically some cases can get done, right? We live in three-dimensional linear time. You cannot teleport world, so there are only that many things you can kind of play with the tricks of being clever criminals and even cleverer investigators. These are like the two things that you hope this drama can do well, and so far they've done it well. I really honestly cannot think of what I can possibly complain about this drama. Maybe just a little bit on the costume and the production standard side. I wish it could be even better, but then I think for this particular IP, it is not that important. For the next half of the drama, based on the clues they've put in the first half, and based on basically it really has some text to go off on, that's an existing novel, kind of you can guess like 80% of where it's gonna go. Honestly, I have to say I highly look forward to the rest of the drama, because there's gonna be like classic moments of like, let's torture the leads. And I'm like, yay! We're all psychopaths, let's admit it. Particularly in this type of drama. You worry about them, but at the same time, you're like, thankfully, you write that kind of moments for me to enjoy. And then you film it with those actors, and we're weirdos, okay? So that's great, and I already know what are those things, and I'm like, come on, bring it on. It's just like they're starting to air it slow, so after episode 13, they start to air like 14, 15, 16, 1 day per episode, and then they're gonna go back to like 2 episodes a day for a few days, and then 1 episode a day for a few days. I think they're just trying to lengthen the time when the drama is on air until it hits the wall where they need to make the last 6 episodes like pay to watch it first. I wouldn't complain, because it's a drama I've been waiting for 5 years, and I love those characters, and so far they haven't disappointed me. That's important. These days, I have very little I ask for Chinese dramas, because I know it's really not doing well. The industry is kind of suffering from all angles and all ends, and the fact that it's still here and somehow kicking is already a miracle. Now I see the adorable coroner couple who literally tell each other the most romantic things with the most scary kind of metaphor. Like, you have the perfect skull. You know, like, who would ever say that? It totally makes sense in the story setting. They're such specific and genuine and real characters that you adore, and they're just still as adorable as they were in the first season. So I sometimes feel like the cyberspace couples are just so much more nicer than real life people that you have to deal with. Because you can idealize them so much in the fictional world and make them be the best people you could possibly think of, instead of dealing with the mess of reality, which never is that easy and simple. I really enjoyed the second season so far, and I think it's gonna sail pretty safely till the end. If you've liked the first season, then don't worry. It's pretty safe to jump into the second season. That should be the end of this video. Hope that's useful for you, and thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.